Hello, friends, and welcome to the Monday Show 15. I am your host, Wes. With me, as always, my good friend, Ruuts. Ruuts, how you doing, man?
Monday, beginning of the week. I am tired and don't want the week to start, but I'm ready to talk about VR. So, other than that, that's it.
Yeah, that's me too. I'm dreading. Well, it's going to be a good week. It's a holiday week. It's a
Yeah,
festive
Thanksgiving. Oh my
week.
God, I got turkey, dude. What am I talking about?
Yeah, it's Monday, but it's really Wednesday because Wednesday is my Friday and Thursday is going to be Saturday. So it's a great week.
I'm confused now.
I'm
Uh,
talking about my work schedule. Well, I'm
oh yeah.
working through Wednesday, so that's my Friday, right?
That's
Uh,
true. That's true. And you're getting a different schedule, and that things are all changing. It's awesome.
Things are changing. Things are going to be changing here too, for the better,
Yep.
because Mr. Weasel going to have a lot more free time. Anyway, more about that later. Let's talk the Monday show. What are we doing this week? We're going to do something we haven't done for a while. We're going to do the backlog report, and the reason why, travel back a week today, we were looking ahead to an empty week with no announcements, no new games coming out, pretty much a dead week. And well, we ended up, getting the announcement of announcements with the Half-Life Alex. We ended up getting new games with Vader Immortal and Aspire 1. But all that stuff was at the end of the week. We had a whole week free to play what we wanted to play. So, time to attack the backlog. Time to play for a change. Let's just play what the hell we want to play, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, what's funny is all that time that we had, or at least me, I didn't play anything except for the first game we're going to talk about, which is Stormland. I literally played that for that entire time, and then after we tried, this weekend, I played a lot of other stuff, but we'll talk about here in a second. But man, every time I go into this game, I am just more and more impressed with not only the gameplay, but I think the way it looks is growing on me as well. I mean, it's not that I didn't notice before how amazing it looks, but considering it's a 1/10 of Asgard's Wrath, it looks pretty damn good. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it's beautiful. And that's with the graphics turned like way down. Like, I don't know about you, but I have to turn that shit way down just to get the frame rate right in it. And actually, I turned it way down the last time I played it before this week. By the way, spoiler alert, guess what took up most of my week as well? Stormland, just like Roots. I went for Stormland. But the last time I played it last week, I had turned it way down. Everything was pretty much on low except for a couple of settings. But when I went back into it this week, I noticed the draw distance being super short. And as I would move forward, things would just kind of melt into the field of view. And it was very distracting. So I actually had to turn it up a little bit. And instead of having my resources floating around plus 10, I moved them to where they were about minus 10, and it still ran pretty good. It would drop a frame every now and then, but it stopped that crap with the stuff melting in for the most part. And once I got around that, I had a blast. Still haven't made a lot of progress in it because I just enjoy grinding in it so much. I enjoy exploring, and it appears that when you go out and you come back in, all of the alloy regenerates. So you can go back through all the old stuff again and collect it a second time, or at least that's the way it seemed to me. And so that's pretty much uh, over half of my gameplay was just doing that, going back and retracing my old steps, collecting all that alloy again.
Yeah, I was gonna. There's two things I was gonna say. The first one was I was gonna ask you because you said you've pretty much played it this whole week or mostly. I was gonna say, well, then you're at the last Tempest Tower, like I am, right? And apparently you're not. We were talking about doing some co-op. I was gonna join your game, and you said you were just got to the co-op thing because
Just
you're
got
like you
there.
said, just literally just scoping every single island. My second question was going to be, do you feel any pressure being that we're 2 days from reset and you're not near the point to where you're gonna start falling behind. Everyone's gonna be a little bit an extra cycle ahead of you, right?
Dude, I knew on day 2. Well, I knew on day 0 that these guys, the way they smashed through Asgard's Wrath in like a week, I don't play games like that. I'd probably get sick of it if I played it like that. Well, maybe not. These games are pretty good, but I can't play the same thing all the time like that. And even even though Stormland took up most of my time this week, I probably had almost equal time in palette cleansers, mainly Polybius, because I finally checked it out on Rift, and it looks good. That extra sharpness really comes through. I didn't really notice a big difference with the frame rate like I thought I might. My first, every time I played it, I just played till I got game over. My first sitting, I played it until like level 13 or something like that. And the second one I got past 20 on. So, pretty good lot of time I spent in this, but it was just a couple of sessions, and beautiful. I never fail to play this game, or I'm sorry, I never play this game, and it never fails to make me smile. I smile every time I'm in it. I just say, wow. And even having played through all of it, I've probably taken 6 months off of this game, and I just came back into it, and it's just like playing through it for the first time again. Like I literally questioned, did they change the visualizations in here? I don't remember it looking like this. When I know it probably did. It's just so crazy,
Well, this was the first time you tried it on the PC, correct?
That's right.
And so did you super sample it? Did you like super sample it to like 1.1, 1.2? I know looks very, very strenuous. You don't want to crank it up too high, right?
One and a half.
One and a half. One and a half. Yeah, no, this is so it was different. You didn't notice the frames though. See, that was what I was trying to tell you is like of course I haven't really played it on PlayStation VR, and what we're talking about is it's one of the few games that actually natively runs, I think at 144 or not 144, 120.
120. Yeah, and I do still need to go back to PlayStation and just back to back it to see if I can tell a difference. But I didn't tell a difference in my performance. Like it was playing well enough that I was still hitting the gates and saying, how the hell did I hit that gate? You know what I mean? I didn't. By the time you know that you saw it, you're already through it. It's crazy.
Well, see, and I would actually kind of want to try Polybius on the PSVR. Is it how much is it? Is it a cheap game or
$15.49? Never goes on sale, but it's every bit worth it. So
that sucks. It never goes on sale. I probably want to do it because I just picked up a PlayStation, or a new PSVR or a Pro, I can think, a console, and so I'd like to check it out because at 120, because I guarantee the graphics are probably pretty damn good in this game on the Pro.
Yeah, today's your Pro day, right? Your first day in the PSVR Pro. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So my first game, Wes recommended I go into Farpoint. He said the first game you want to go into is Farpoint. My whole idea was I was going to go from vanilla, slim to pro and back and forth through a bunch of different games, and so I started out in slim, and I went in and I was like, and literally like I always do, I thought, man, this looks like shit. And I had researched it a little bit before, just like you and I were talking about. This is one of the few games that actually has heavy foveated rendering on the slim, but when you go into the pro, it is not. There's no foveated rendering. It's amazing. So I after I went into the slim, I went into the pro version, and I was like, oh my god, this does look it looks phenomenal. A huge difference. And when I got to a certain point, because I actually kept playing, I got past places I've never been, saw enemies I've never seen, and it was just I got to a point where I was literally looking around going, oh my God, this looks amazing. And I can't remember a game that I've ever really thought that in PlayStation VR, aside from like Astrobot. And but graphically, I've never really thought that before. So yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, a lot of people overlook this game now because it's old now. You know, it's been out, what, almost 3 years this game has been out now. And in my opinion, this is still a top 5 PSVR game. I mean, it's still a top 5 PSVR game. It's got PC quality graphics on it and PC quality gameplay. It's, in my opinion, the definitive aim controller game. And Firewall is phenomenal, but this game is so much more versatile than Firewall is. I love it. I love it. I can play this game every day and never get sick of it. And it never ceases to amaze me that this is a console game. Like I always, when I get in it, I think, man, this is a console game. That's just mind blown every time.
Aim controller jank though, that doesn't exist. This is I found this out today because I played for well over an hour and a half. I didn't have to recalibrate once. I never had to shake my gun. None of that shit. So I'm really thinking that people just need to reposition their camera. I guarantee people are going to say stuff in the comments. One person in particular.
Oh, I've been dealing with it for years, man. What you're saying right now, I've been trying to tell people. I mean, every now and then, especially if you let your controller battery run low, you're going to get a little drift in it every now and then. But most of the time, it's flawless, man. I mean, this game, it tracks so perfectly. You were talking about the drones. You came across the drones for the first time. Back when I was playing this game every day, I had got to the point where I had the sniper rifle, but instead of aiming down the sights, I would shoot from the hip. And when those drones would come up over the horizon, I wouldn't even stop, man. I would shoot from the hip and just knock them right out of the sky. And if the aim controller wasn't accurate, I wouldn't be able to do that, you know?
Right. Nah, it was definitely like, it was amazing. It was night and day. And it made me really think about the PlayStation 5, you know, if the experience was that much different from Slim to PlayStation Pro, 4 Pro, what's the 5 going to do? You know, it just pushed that so much more. I think that super sampling, everything is going to be, it's going to be amazing. So
yeah, and even if they don't refresh the hardware right away, if they release exclusives on the PlayStation 5 for the original hardware, it's still going to be amazing. It's still going to be amazing, and I think that it's almost as certain that they're going to do that. Here they come.
Yeah. So it was actually what was cool is like whenever I've played this game or I've ever watched it, I've never seen anything but spiders, man. Like you get this misconception that this is, you know, you're on this alien planet and it's a spider world, dude. You're gonna run into spiders. You're gonna kill spiders. They're gonna jump in your face. I had all sorts of shit I was running into. Stealth. Had drones attacking me. I had big old robot things coming. It was really cool, man. The story is getting very compelling. I didn't want to stop, and I was telling you before, it made me realize that the graphics can hold you back. Like I didn't realize that it was holding me back because I've been going into so much good graphics on the Rift S super sampled that I would go into games only if I had to. But now I want to go into games because this was so good and it looked so good. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I would like to point out to anyone who's been watching our channel over the last 3 weeks or so, how many times has Ruuts said that he can't just go back to the old games anymore, that he's ruined, that a game, the old stuff isn't good enough for him anymore, that he can't deal with it. And here we go. This is PlayStation VR we're talking about here, and he wants more. So I think that says a lot there by itself. In in today's age of Gen 2 VR games like Farpoint still hold up, and
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that.
This is a 3-year-old original game that came out with the console, right? Or with the PlayStation VR. So it definitely holds up, and the story is really good. And
And you haven't even hit the twist yet either. Like you hit one of them, but there's more. There's more.
oh god, yeah, it's crazy.
It is. It is. All right. What else did you play?
Okay. So the second game you told me to go into, which of course you would tell me should have been your first because it's your ultimate favorite, and now I know why. RE7, Resident Evil 7, and this game, I didn't go in on the slim because I've gone in before, and I decided, okay, I know what these games look like. Every one of them, when I go into them before, it takes me 10 minutes to get used to it, and then I can play for a while, and I'm okay. I went into this, and I got into the menu, and I looked around, and I thought, oh, there's a room. I'm in a room. I never noticed there was a room there before, and it looked really good. Even in front of me, the main typewriter or whatever that's sitting in there, I was like, man, this looks very sharp. And when I got into the game, I realized, fuck, this is more immersive and creepier, and I don't want to be in it, but I do. And I got further in this game again than I'd been before. I got the key that I've been trying to get. And so, yeah, I definitely want to go back in and get further in this game as well. And it was probably about this game that I realized that I've been holding myself back as far as where the graphics really had been. So, I don't know.
Yeah, this game is absolutely beautiful. I love it because I love horror games, and this is about as well done a horror game as there ever has been. But it's not just that. I'll go through this game just staring at the walls, these old decrepit walls, because of how real they look. Everything looks so real in this game. And again, it's another one of those that I can't believe it that it's a console. Every time I'm in it, like, wow, how did they do this? Wow. It really, when I think about the prospect of PlayStation 5 and games that might benefit from it, this is always top of the list. As good as it looks on a Pro, could you imagine what this thing's going to look like on a PS5?
Yeah, and people the misconception is you kind of have this thought that what's going to limit you is the PlayStation 5. Like the PlayStation 5 is not going to do much more. Like the hardware is going to limit you, the headset, right? But now there's so much more they can do with it. It's not running, it's super sampling. You can, but I don't know that I ever would. But you bet my ass I will be with PlayStation 5 for sure.
Yeah, the PSVR headset's an interesting thing because it's so different than all the other headsets. The screens in it are lower resolution technically, but it's weird. They have it's an AMOLED, so it's got the blacks and everything that everyone loves about the OLEDs, but it's also got the triple subpixel arrangement that an LCD has in it. So even though it's got a lower resolution, it can still get a pretty sharp picture. And up until the new headsets came out for PC, I always preferred the PSVR headset over my Oculus Rift. I think it looks a lot better than the CV1. But, ever since we've got to the Gen 2 headsets, obviously I'm noticing screen door effect where I didn't used to notice it. Now I do. But still a beautiful game. The right games come across very well in the headset, and I think that as much as I'd like to get a new PSVR headset, I think that this is still going to be very usable and viable when PS5 gets here. So 100% agree with everything you said. It's a shame that more people won't give it a shot because they have this thing against console gaming, but I'm telling you, if you get the right console and get the right games, it can amaze you.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, one of the games I got into just today was another PSVR game on my Pro, and I had a much better experience playing Golem today than I had last week. And the reason why is because of this little guy right here. This is the PS Move navigation controller. And yep, there's no stupid light ball on top, but what there is, there's a thumbstick, friends. This is a Move controller with a thumbstick. And PSVR has had this since day one. This is a PlayStation 3 controller, and now Golem is only the second game in all these years to take advantage of it. As you recall, I was impressed with Golem, and I even liked the control scheme, but the limitations in tracking made it pretty impossible for me to enjoy my experience as much as I could because I constantly had to recalibrate. Well, not a problem anymore with that thing. I just went in the game and played it like a normal PSVR game, and I had a blast playing this game. This is, Ruuts, we talk about it all the time, the way that games can play with scale to really make an impact on the player. This game does it better than most. You're as big as your character is, these ruins that you're exploring are massive. I mean, they are gigantic, and it's a big, sprawling city of old ruins that basically you're exploring every nook and cranny of, which is my thing. Sure, there's melee combat, but it's really good. It's counterfighting melee combat, but it's a nice contrast in speed. The movement's slow and plodding, but when you fight, it's super quick. You have to have fast reflexes to play this game, and I likened it before to Until You Fall. It's like that. You got to be really quick defensively so that you can counter strike. I love the exploration. I love the combat. The city is gigantic and beautiful. And as cool as it is to be this giant golem in this giant city, there are parts that you have to morph into these small dolls to fit through these little cracks and crevices to open the way for the big golem to get through. When you go from the big golem, who is already dwarfed by this massive structure, when you go down to the very small 6-inch doll, this stuff is just breathtakingly huge, around you. The golem looks like a skyscraper, and then the buildings around him, I mean, you can't even see the top of them. They're so big. Amazing game. Everything about this game is top notch. The looks, the music is Hollywood quality orchestrated music. It's really beautiful soundtrack, a really beautiful map, and I absolutely love this game now that I can actually play it the way I want to.
So what if you were to say it was like a 5 or 6, what did it jump to now that you've got that controller?
Well, I need to play it more. There's a lot more game here for me to get into, but I put another, 60 to 90 minutes in it today, and I did not want to stop. And like we were just saying a moment ago, in this age of V2 games, these Stormlands, the Asgard's Wrath, we don't have much patience for the janky crap anymore. I didn't want to stop playing this game, and I think that says a lot. I would say that this game is going to be an 8 or a 9. I really need to play it more. One thing I know for sure is that this game absolutely is good enough to warrant playing all the way through, and that's what I'm going to do.
Now, a lot of people say, Wes, I don't have one of those controllers, man. I'm not like fancy like you, which you just happen to buy a game with one of the controllers. But you said you can get them on, at least last time you checked, you can get them on eBay for like what, $3-4?
Yeah, last time I looked, they're dirt cheap on eBay because they're useless. They're garbage. Anyone that has these anymore, there's no use for them. So when you find them, it's nothing. And I haven't looked for a while. But even still, like I said, there's only 2 games on PS4 that support this thing. So, I mean, it's not like it's going to shoot the price through the roof because all the Golem players are going to go buy them all up now. Yeah, less than $5 you can pick these things up. Last I checked, and it has been a while, but I doubt that it's changed very much.
Yeah, so it's something that devs should think about, you know, like I'm sure the Golem people didn't even really think about it until it was.
I'm taking full credit here. Weasel put this one out into the world because I said it last week when I was reviewing Golem. Man, this thing would be perfect for the nav controller, and not a day later these guys put it out there. Hey, we're adding nav support. So you're welcome, everyone. I did it all for myself, but you're all welcome anyway.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, no, that's it's good. Like you were saying earlier to me, any game, any melee game, really, where you're moving around, you could use this for, right? So, like, it is a good, viable thing for devs to use. And granted, a lot of devs probably wouldn't want to use it because most people don't have it. But, you know, Golem's out there now, and everybody's going to get it. And they're all going to, you know, now every single PlayStation VR person is going to have that controller.
Well, here's the thing: they can implement support for it without making it mandatory. It's not like games that use the nav controller make it the only way. You know, options. True. People need options, and this is a very good one. For a game like Doom VFR would be transformed if they would just implement support for this and give you a thumbstick in your left hand. I mean, there's already a stupid arm over there anyway that you can't control. So why not let you have a thumbstick, right?
Yeah, that arm growing out of your chest really bothers you, right?
It's really it's stupid.
Ridiculous. Yeah,
it is.
It is.
All right, so I think that's going to wrap the backlog report, right? We touched on everything I think there. I played a little Goat Up. You know, played that once as a palate cleanser just because Polybius didn't want to work. But besides that, that's pretty much been my week in VR gaming other than the stuff we already talked about on Virtual Strangers 35 yesterday. So
yeah. Well, I played a few other games just checking out the Pro, not enough to pull up any clips or anything, but Ace Combat looked amazing. Astrobot, I mean, every single game I went into except for this one looked amazing. This one looked like shit because my nephew fucking scratched it and I didn't get to check it out, but you told me it looked amazing, so I'll take your word for it. Ruuts is gonna have to buy another copy, and what's funny is could have got it for free if I would have listened to Wes and picked it up from the store when it was free a few months back, but I thought I got a physical copy. I don't need it, and now I'm screwed. So
yeah, well, you're screwed out of $7 when it goes on sale next week, so I wouldn't sweat it too much. Yeah. So you did make it into Astrobot then? Yeah,
and it looked amazing as well. You know, the one game that I didn't go into, and you said that I should have gone into as well, is Blood and Truth, and I'm looking forward to that because I saw some videos, like a difference, looking at comparisons, and it looks really good on the Pro.
Yeah, that game looks like a PC game, like a legit PC game. Like I was like, where's the screen door? I don't see it. Like it was that good, you know.
Wow.
Very, very good job done on that one. All right, anyway, let's move on to our topic of the day, and it's going to be a quick one here. We just wanted to help prime everyone for the Black Friday week that's ahead. You know, this is the best time of the year for tech enthusiasts such as ourselves who are on a budget, people who the dollars really matter to. This is when you want to buy stuff. And if you're like me, you wait. You put it off. Like Ruuts did with his Pro. He waited months so he could save the $100. Spoiler alert, Ruuts saved $100 on his Pro today. Anyway, he waited to pick up the Pro, and it paid off. This is what I do every year. And we were going to start with PC components, but the thing about PC stuff, they don't give those sales away the week before. Those are always, they go so fast. It's always a flash sale. So if you want to know what the real deals are in PC components, you have to follow somebody like Tech Deals. If you're not familiar with the Tech Deals channel, he has a channel here on YouTube. He has a channel on Twitch. You can follow him on Twitter. But this guy, this is what he does. He watches for the deals. He lets you know about them before they're gone, but you have to be vigilant because this stuff goes like that. And if you need a graphics card, if you need RAM, if you need an SSD, this is absolutely the time to get it. There are going to be some ridiculous deals. Processors, the AMD Ryzen processors, I guarantee you, you're going to be able to get a decent gaming computer processor made by AMD for $100 on Thursday if you're watching and you're ready at the right time. All kinds of deals to be had. Peripherals, there's no other time in the year to buy micro SD cards other than right now. Right now is the time to get them. They're like dirt cheap. It's like they're paying you to take SD cards right now. They're that cheap. I saw one today, Ruuts, 256 gigabyte full-size SD card for $30.
Wow.
I mean, come on, dude. That's ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah, and like you said, the SSDs, man, like, who didn't feel the pain of Asgard's Wrath load times? Well, I didn't because I got it on an SSD, but had I put it on a regular HDD, that load time is very, very rough, man. I'm talking minute. I mean, you might as well go back to old school Half-Life 2 load times back in the day. No, I'm not doing that. So yeah, this is a perfect time to upgrade, right?
Right. But anyway, we wanted to give you specific prices on that stuff, but we don't know it yet. The places to go are Amazon and Newegg.com. You can also find some good stuff if you're vigilant on eBay. There are sellers, some pretty good PC component stores on eBay, but if you go the eBay route, know who you're buying from, read the reviews, read the return policies, because there's a lot of shady people on eBay as well. I normally just stick to Amazon and Newegg. And if it's too much to keep a vigilant eye on those two websites, like I said, follow Tech Deals, subscribe to him here on YouTube, and that guy's going to let you know. He sends out deal alerts, and it's always awesome. Whatever he's bringing to the table, it's always a great deal. I built my PC mostly from knowledge that I learned from watching the Tech Deals channel, and that's 100% the truth. So anyway, we're going to talk about VR stuff. This is stuff we know. This is what stuff we know the value of. These are the prices that we already know. So that's what we're going to focus on. That's what we do here anyway. Talk about VR. And a lot of people looking to get into VR, if the rumors are true, this Half-Life Alyx has turned people into VR looking to see, all right, we think it's cost too much. We think we can't afford it. But just for shits and giggles, how cheap can we get into VR? Well, this week, you can get into VR for $229 if you're willing to take a Samsung Odyssey Plus. I know everyone's aware that it's on sale for $250. I checked Amazon right before we started this video. It's on there right now for $229. So if anyone's interested in the WMR platform, this is pretty much the best Windows mixed reality headset on the market. It's got Vive Pro level of resolution in the headset, built-in headphones, decent tracking, we'll say, and for $229, it really is a deal for $229. So if you're on a budget and it's either get something for around $200 or don't get anything at all, I suggest you get a Samsung Odyssey Plus right now. Ruuts, tell us about the Oculus sales.
Well, if you don't have $29, right? If you don't have that much money, you can 3DOF it, and you can go the Oculus Go route, and that's on sale for $150 again this year. Like you were saying, I agree. I was kind of hoping it would be drop to about $100. At $100, it would fly off the shelf. You were saying you would even pick one up. It's a great media player, and it's a good entry place, especially if you don't have a PC, and you can't really afford $229 on top of that. So, but
Yeah, my thought with the Go, I was surprised that they didn't drop it lower. It was 150 last year, and since last year we've had the Quest come out, right? So there isn't a very big place in the ecosphere now anymore for a device like the Pro. So I thought they would price them to sell. Obviously, people aren't buying them. People that's buying them are probably just thinking that they're a Quest or something and buying the wrong thing. But yeah, I think for $100 as a media player, it's a great deal. But anything over 125 is actually kind of a surprise to me.
yeah, I agree. Or even they could have given like a coupon or something, you know, free games with it or something. I don't know. But if you do have a gaming PC and you want to get a Oculus Rift, you can get one for $350. So that's $50 off, and it's pretty much going to be across the board everywhere that you can get a Rift, correct?
That's right.
Rift
There are
S.
places, I think, like Oculus may even have it on sale right now, but by Thursday, it'll be everywhere. Everywhere that carries Oculus Rift S, you'll be able to get it for $350.
Yeah, what a deal. So, and if you don't have a gaming PC, you don't want 3 DOF, you want 6 DOF, you want Pistol Whip, you want Beat Saber, you can go the Oculus Quest route. There's no break on the price, but you do get Vader Immortal for free. So that's $30 value. Which is pretty good. I mean, everybody that's going to get a Quest is going to want to get Vader anyway. So why not get it for free?
Yeah. So you don't have a gaming PC, you pick up the Oculus Quest standalone, you get a great Star Wars experience as a $30 value for free with it. And then what about what if you try it out, then you love VR and you decide that you do want to get a gaming PC? Will they let you return it and get an Oculus Rift S, Ruuts?
No, you don't need to, man. You got the best of both worlds, man. You got the Oculus Link. And by the time that you've realized that that's the then you've got that computer, you can get the cable, because it should be released by then, I would imagine. So
Yeah, and apparently you can pick up a decent, $15 cable right now that'll work. It's not going to do what the Oculus Link cable, fiber optic cable does, but apparently everyone that's trying out this cable that Oculus is recommending has been surprised at how good it actually is. So yeah, so if you don't have the gaming PC and you want VR now, Quest is a good way to go. You are giving up a little bit of clarity. You are giving up a little bit of comfort, but you're not locking yourself out from PC VR. It's still something that you can do, at a slightly lesser quality level, slightly lesser comfort, but you can still do it. And it's an amazing device that you don't have to have the PC for, so you can play it tethered or you can take it with you. The most versatile piece of hardware in VR gaming. So $400, I would have liked to seen it go on sale, but they're giving you a $30 game with it. So, I mean, for it to be so young, I guess that's a pretty good deal.
yeah, and it's actually doing really well, and so that Oculus knows it. So it's like, why not juice it?
All right, but what if I don't want Oculus? What if I hate Facebook, the evil corporation, and I want to be an HTC Vive gamer? What kind of deals are out there for me, you may be asking? Well, GameStop, I didn't know that there were even any Vive deals going out there, just because I don't keep up with it the way I should probably. But I was looking at the GameStop ad, and they have both the HTC Vive Pro as well as the HTC Vive Cosmos on sale for $599 this week, which is $100 off the Cosmos. It's $200 off the Vive Pro, and a pretty good deal. I mean, if if you want to take the leap of faith that they're going to get the software lined out on that thing, $600 is actually a pretty good deal for the specs that they're giving you there.
All right, so that's for the Vive Pro. That's just the headset, right?
Probably, yeah, because like the whole thing with base stations is like $1,300 or something normally, even still. ridiculous. Like even more than the Valve Index. It's crazy.
I was thinking that would be not a bad idea. Like if you wanted to have wireless, but you wanted to have the knuckles, this would be a good way to part it out, right? Get the Vive Pro, $599. Get the wireless kit, get the 2.0 base stations and knuckles, and you're set, man. And you've probably got. I mean, as long as you're not worried about FOV or any of the other stuff Valve has, it's a lot of people that really believe the Vive Pro is superior to the Index. You know, I don't agree with it, but there's people that believe that, and you know, it's a good way to get into the Vive Pro. So.
Yeah, and that wireless kit too on sale as well at GameStop this week. $50 off, $249 for that. I don't know how often it goes on sale. Again, the world of HTC, they broke my heart years ago, and I haven't ever forgiven them ever since. And all of the bad fortune that has come upon the Cosmos launch, you know what I call that, Ruuts? I call that karma.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, they still have a lot of people out there that like that stuff. It is high-end VR equipment, and $249 for wireless VR that with PC quality. You know, if that's worth it for you, go to GameStop this week because that's where you can find it. All right. Also, while we're talking about these base station lighthouse, I guess I should call it, based kits, I did notice as I was scrolling through Amazon that the Pimax 5K XR, the brand new OLED 5K that they just came out with, couple $100 off, 33% off. I think it said $799, so $800 for the brand new 5K XR. Actually, a pretty good deal for that. I didn't check the other headsets. I do remember during their last live stream that they mentioned that they are going to have a lot of good deals through the Black Friday. So if you're like me and you really want that 8KX, you could probably get a deal on that one right now as well.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on Pimax for a while. You know, the technology is interesting to me, but talk about friction. Like, you better love friction. You get a Pimax. You know, it's going to be amazing. You're going to have FOV for miles. You're going to love it. But you're going to be fucking tweaking everything for half that time. So,
yeah, I need to get my my dual 3080 Ti's and SLI configuration set up first before I start trying to run 200-degree FOVs, right?
Oh yeah, that would be amazing, right? We were talking about dual SLI 2080s.
Yeah. But in all fairness, and I have been keeping up with it, with the reviews and with what people are saying, people who are paid, people who are not paid by Pimax. Apparently, this new line of Pimax that they've came out with, not only are the screens far superior, not only is the build much higher quality, but the software is improving as well. So a lot of that jank that was in the Gen 1 Pimax stuff is gone now. They've worked it all out. It's not perfect. There's still some stuff, but it's not like it used to be.
It's not Ruuts approved. You know, I was I was thinking, my whole thing is I want it to be near perfect. Nothing's perfect. But when I put it on, I want it to work, and I don't want to have to mess with stuff. And I want to go in the other direction. The direction you were telling me is so awesome about Quest, and you put it on, and Anthony's saying he gravitates towards the Quest because it's so easy, and I don't want to add a bunch of shit to it. So as soon as they get that done, I probably would get on board. So.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, it's getting better, and hopefully they'll just continue to trend in that direction, and it'll keep getting better. And then by the time the next gen rolls around, I still don't think the next gen Valve or the next gen Oculus is going to be 200 degrees. They'll probably still have that over them. So maybe like the third gen Pimax stuff will be ready. Will actually be ready to compete with the big dogs. You know?
Yeah.
All right, so all that behind us now, that brings us to the deal of Black Friday this year and years past, it's always PlayStation VR. That's where the deal always is when it comes to VR. This year is no different. Well, I guess we'll start with the consoles. Ruuts, since you went ahead and picked one up today, tell us about the console deals.
Okay, so there's one actually at GameStop. It's a one of the white glacier ones, and it's $2.99, and you get a $25 game card back with the purchase. And it's actually the one that I purchased first, and then I noticed over at Best Buy there was one that came with Call of Duty, which is the one that I wanted for the same price. So I quickly canceled it and got the other one because they have the pre ones, but you can pretty much get all the consoles for $2.99 for the pros anyway, and $1.99 for the slims. And there's ones out there that if you like flat games that actually have like 4 or 5 good games with them, so you can get really good deals if you look around. They've got just the plain ones with just the console, and then the ones with the games. I'm assuming you get the ones with the games quick because they're going to run out, and then you're going to get stuck with $300 for the pro or $200 for just the system. That's why I jumped on that one quick today. So
Right. So basically, not just at GameStop, but at every retailer that sells PlayStation 4, all PlayStation 4 consoles are $100 off right now. So the Pro, instead of $399, it's $299, and the 1 terabyte Slim, instead of $299, now it's $199. But if you get these at GameStop, $25 gift card back, coming back to you to spend on games, peripherals, whatever. And just a side note, great time to buy peripherals right now because GameStop always has their stuff, their pre-owned stuff on some kind of a real good deal, like buy one get one, buy two get one, pre-owned. And as long as you pay the extra dollar to get the warranty, it's 100% safe. If it breaks, you can just take it back, get another one, no frills. You can literally take it in there with a hammer, bust it on the counter in front of them, and they'll give you another one as long as you paid that dollar to get that insurance. So this is when I always pick up my extra controllers and things like that. I always get it around Black Friday. This $25 back deal, not just limited to consoles at GameStop. It's also on the PSVR bundles, which are already a ridiculous deal. Anywhere that you pick up a PSVR bundle right now, there's 2 of them that they're selling. There's the Blood and Truth bundle, which also has everybody's golf. It has 2 Move controllers, which the Move controllers are normally $100 by themselves. Camera, PSVR headset, you can get that for $250 right now. And if you're not interested in picking up the Move controllers right away, you can get the PSVR Mega Bundle, which is the PSVR, the camera, and 5 awesome games. PSVR Worlds, Astrobot Rescue Mission, Resident Evil 7, what else? Skyrim VR, Everybody's Golf, 5 awesome games, $199, friends, $200. And if you get it at GameStop, $25 back. So even if you didn't have any of this stuff, you could pick up a $200 PlayStation. You could pick up a $200 PSVR bundle with 5 games and get $50 back. Take that $50, get yourself some used Move controllers. You are set, friends. You're in VR for $400. I mean, what the hell? Why isn't everybody in VR yet, Ruuts?
I don't know. And you could even top that deal a little bit if you like flat games. There's even some of those PlayStation ones. They have like 5 games in their package as well. So you would get all the VR games, you would get all the flat games. You're going to get your Move controllers. I think you might have to pay like $10, maybe $15 for used Move controllers. I've got one. That's what when one of mine died, I did exactly what you said. It works perfect. So why not, man? $400. I mean, you're in, dude.
Yeah, and I know Quest. You can get Quest for $400. But listen, if you want high end VR, and don't get me wrong, PlayStation VR isn't PC VR right now. Not today. A year ago, I would argue with you that it's just as good, but today, PC VR takes it. But the way that PC VR easily takes it over PSVR today, PSVR easily takes it over Quest. So if mobility isn't your thing, and you want the best VR experience that you can have, PSVR is way more powerful than Quest. So it's all about what you want. But $400 all in for either one of these things is just, it's amazing. It's amazing to me that people are still saying that VR is unaffordable, because it's just not true anymore.
Or if you want to kick it up a notch, do what I just did. Spend that extra 100, dude, and I guarantee you're not gonna think, "Fuck, man, I wasted $100 on this Pro. I should have just got the Slim." It's night and day difference for me, you know. And the Slim was amazing to begin with. So it's
Ruuts.
amazing, dude. I can't believe it. I you know,
You should have waited, bro. PS5's only a year away, man. Why'd you go spend that $300 today? That could have been $300 toward that PS5 a year from now.
Yeah. See, I'm a big believer that you get what you pay for, and so every time I go into PlayStation VR for the next year, I have a shittier experience, and I'm looking around and I'm thinking, this sucks. Or I can go in and think, wow, man, this is amazing. I just think, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
If you can,
I think you
if
said
you
it all
can.
already. The fact that you're going to be playing PlayStation VR now, it makes that $100, over the course of a year. That's nothing. And then, like you said, if you want to, you'll probably still be able to get $150, $200 out of that Pro a year from now, and then upgrade to the 5. And
Or I could give it to my kids, or I mean, I could do a lot of things with it. But the bottom line is I ain't doing shit with it if I don't buy it and I sit there and
you know what I did? I kept both and did an in-house multiplayer setup. That's what I did.
yeah.
I just bought another PSVR. You could drop another $200, pick up that other bundle. Now you got people coming in, and you guys want to jump into Farpoint together? Hells yes, we'll do that. You know what I mean? That's what I do here anyway.
Man, what a good deal. $200.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
A couple other lingering things that I didn't mention. DualShock 4s. This is always the time to pick up DualShock 4 controllers. The thumbsticks do wear out on them. I've had to go through a few of them myself. But all year round, they're $60. Right now, you can get them for $39. This is the time to get a DualShock 4 if you need to get one. Even if you don't need to get one, if you've got the money, and you're going to be playing a lot of PlayStation this year, probably good to pick a backup up right now. Again, 33% off. Pretty good deal.
Also, they've got
games.
the Xbox ones too, like the ones with the dongle and stuff. Because I know Anthony used the Xbox 360 controller that's tethered, and I can't imagine being tethered to my computer. And they're like about $35 or $40, and they actually even have fancier ones for like $45. Like it's like, why not get a PC Bluetooth dongled controller that, I mean, every time I just push my button, boom, it sets up. It's nice.
Yeah, 100%. This is the time. I mean, if you're a budget-minded person, I mean, this is the time that you buy stuff, I mean, you're going to save yourself money in the long run buying it now. Games. The PlayStation Store. We don't know about Steam and Oculus. We checked them. They don't have their deals up yet. So, keep an eye on our Discord. I'm sure when the really awesome deals come out on the PC stores, we'll be talking about it in our Discord. So just click the link down there in the description. There's an invite link, and you can keep up with the PC deals that way. But the PlayStation Store, the deals are already live. Not a whole lot of PSVR games on sale, but a few pretty good deals. Astrobot Rescue Mission, one of the best VR games, the best VR platformer, regardless of what VR platform you're talking about. $14 right now on PlayStation Store. That is dirt cheap, Ruuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Firewall 0 Hour, a great aim controller game. You don't need the aim controller for it, but a great aim controller game. $10 on the PlayStation Store right now. And The Impatient, and I will argue you guys to my final breath that The Impatient is a decent game. It's not the best game. No, it wasn't worth the $40 they tried to launch it for. It isn't the game we wanted it to be. But for $10, if you like a story-driven game, if you like a creep factor, The Impatient's worth $10, and you can get it for that right now. All right, let's see here. Doom VFR. You can get a physical Doom VFR on Amazon right now. Limited time offer, $10.78. That's a pretty good deal. And let's see, what was this other one? I wrote another one down here. I wrote initials down for it. Remember, Ruuts, there was one that wasn't on sale. It was just cheap.
Yeah.
Horror Station.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Downward Spiral.
Yeah, Downward Spiral Horror Station. You can get a physical PlayStation copy of that right now for $8.63. That's not even a sale price. That's just what it costs. That's cheap as hell.
That's actually a pretty good game.
Those are on Amazon if you're interested. What was that,
Ruuts?
Ruuts?
It's a pretty good game.
Yeah, it is. A lot of people think it's a good game. I haven't played it, but it looks cool, and I guarantee it's worth $8.
Yeah, me too. I think I paid $20 on PC for it. So
yeah, and it's everybody says that's a good game. I mean, it's a little slow starting. I think people say it's a little bit of a slow burn, but when you get into it, it starts. Anyway. Green Man Gaming. Ruuts, tell us about what's going on Green Man Gaming right now.
Oh, well, basically they've got a whole list of games that if you buy any of them, you get free 5 games with it, and some of them are VR games, and one of them, which is the reason why we even talk about it, is GTA 5, and it's not just GTA 5, but it actually comes with I guess $1 million in online money, or is it?
Yeah, it's the Grand Theft Auto 5 Premium Online Edition, which gives you the base Grand Theft Auto 5 game. You get the Criminal Enterprise Starter Pack, which is a bunch of properties and vehicles that you can use in the online game, and you get $1 million in online currency to use to start your Criminal Enterprise if you're into the online version. $13.60. I picked this one up personally.
Yeah, and you probably think GTA 5. Why are we talking about that? I mean, it's not VR, but it is if you have an Oculus Rift and you have the mod. And I'll tell you what, even if you wanted to play it flat, I was telling Wes this earlier. The online, man, I've got like a meth lab, I've got marijuana grow, I've got an underground bunker. I got a lot of shit, man. Like, you should see what Ruuts has, man. He's pretty decked out, so it's pretty badass.
I'm gonna visit Ruuts. My boy Ruuts got the hookup.
That's right.
What else? You bought something, didn't you?
Yeah, I bought Red Dead Redemption 2 for like $45 actually, and then I got 5 keys for free for the VR giveaway. So. They've got a lot. I think it was Arizona Sunshine. They had Killer Incursion, Killing Floor Incursion. What was it? Bridge Crew.
Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Yeah, there was so there's some good games you can get for free just by buying another game. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, that was the same deal with my GTA 5. They let you pick 5. They have 5 VR games on the list for you to pick from, but one of them is Rock Band VR, and you have to have a special controller for that. So I didn't even bother with that one. But like Ruuts said, there's Arizona Sunshine, Killing Floor Incursion, Star Trek Bridge Crew, and Sprint Vector that you can get all free for just buying these games that are already cheap. That deal for GTA 5 is worth it by itself. Irregardless of these extra VR games that you're getting with it. And another good deal that they have on there right now that I'm going to take advantage of, I haven't done it yet. Always wait, if you're going to be a PlayStation gamer, whether it be PSVR or flat, you want to be a member of PlayStation Plus. This gives you the ability to play online with your friends, and they also give you 2 free games every month, among other things. And so I always buy it annually. It's a lot cheaper to buy it annually, and they always put it on sale during the holiday season for $45. So that's normally when I buy it, right? Well, anyway, Green Man Gaming's got it for $42. So $3 less than anybody else has it for, including GameStop, Best Buy, Sony themselves. Green Man Gaming has the best price on it. And if you pick it up, 5 more games. And it's part of that same deal we were just talking about, where you can get Arizona Sunshine and all these other games for Steam. A great deal, a great deal. And I'm going to be picking up a couple of those for my different Sony accounts this week. And all of these keys that we're collecting right now, we're going to be giving those away on our year-end Best of 2019 show coming up in about a month and a half time. The last Monday show of the year, we're going to be talking about the best games of the year, and we're going to have a big game giveaway, not just these keys, but other keys as well. It's going to be a celebration of VR and a celebration of what has been by far the best year in the history of VR. And that's coming up soon. And we're just now starting to plan it. We're really excited about it. We would like some input, some help from you guys. So again, Discord invite in the description. Ruuts, did I miss any deals here? Did we pretty much hit on all the VR stuff?
I think that's it as far as I can think. Unless there's something that comes up, just definitely watch the sales, like you said, especially when it comes to games. And when it comes to hardware, jump on it quick. I can't stress enough, shit disappears quick, and there's always better versions. So.
Yeah, I've shot myself in the foot a couple of times on Black Friday trying to hold off for the absolute best deal, and then come to find out that I had the best deal, but I didn't jump on it fast enough, so I didn't get it. Especially with PC components, you cannot take a second to think about that. If you're buying PC components this year, you need to go into it knowing what you want. Don't just wing it and buy whatever's on sale. You should have an idea of what you need. You should have an idea of what it normally costs. That way, when you see the deal, you know that that's something you need. You know that that's a good price. You don't have to spend time thinking about it. You can click on it and be confident that you're making the right choice. Now, with these games, like Ruuts said, Steam, Oculus Store, we're not going to know this stuff for a few days. But if you just join our Discord, anytime there's a good sale on a game, we talk about it in the Discord anyway. So it doesn't have to be Black Friday. It's Black Friday every day on the Virtual Strangers Discord, right, Ruuts?
That's right. Yeah.
Anyway, be sure to, did we miss any sales? Be sure to let us know in the comments down below. And if you've liked this video, click the button that looks like this. If you're new to the channel, click the red one and the bell. And yeah, we'd like to thank you for watching. For Ruuts, I'm Wes. We'll see you tomorrow, friends. Bye-bye.
Take it easy.